Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Ringside Report MMA. Tonight on the show, we're previewing UFC Vegas. Till versus Brunson. Joe Rogan in some controversy with COVID and the media. And AJ, very excited tonight. Let's go. Whoa. Hey. Hey, guys. New intro.
Yo, VIP, what's up? That was nice.
Yeah. How you doing?
You sound so enthusiastic, man.
Yeah, it's good. How you doing, Fred?
Freddie, you okay there, man?
I'm doing great. I was going to say AJ's always excited, but AJ needs to put his mic closer to his mouth, I think.
Good call.
How's that?
Much better.
Good call, Freddie. Good
Much
call.
better.
How's that?
Much better.
Much better. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. It's the Ringside Report Network. It's MMA stuff. We're here. There's nothing going on here, guys. I'm like not
MMA.
I don't know.
What's up, man? You're going on vacation? You should be all pumped, man. And don't forget tonight, as you saw, man. You know what this means?
Yeah, I was going.
You know what this means?
You guys are. What's happening? What's so orange? Orange Cassidy?
Jake Paul,
you guys
man.
are excited? Jake Paul.
It's all about Jake Paul, man.
Well, we'll talk about Jake Paul. We'll talk about Tyron Woodley. We'll talk about UFC Vegas. Brunson versus Till coming up on Sunday. No, Saturday.
No.
Saturday.
Orange Julep, man.
Oh, yeah. Are we going to Orange Julep after the show, AJ? Are we meeting
Yeah,
up
man.
after the show? I have to talk to you now like this over the internet, and then I have to go talk to you in person and hear all the stuff you're going to say to me?
Listen, man, right after the show, we're going to Orange Julep like we said last week. G-Mac's going to meet us there. Maybe Angelo.
Is
Let's do
G-Mac
it, man.
meeting us there?
It's Thursday night.
Is he, though?
G-Mac has lots of free time. He's going to get out of his hot tub with the ladies. He's going to put on his leopard skin robe, and he's going to make his way, for sure. G-Mac never says no. What a way to start your vacation, man. Think about it. Me, G-Mac, Freddie, you know he's not coming.
Nope.
Angelo, man. Who knows who else will meet us there? Could be anybody, bud.
I'm going
Maybe
on
even Jake
vacation
Paul.
for
I
a
think
couple
Dave's
of weeks.
convinced.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. We'll be off for a couple of weeks. We'll be off next Thursday and then the Thursday after. We'll be back here on the 23rd of September. We're taking 2 weeks off. I'm going on vacation. And on the 23rd of September, that's when Ringside Report MMA will be back. And we'll preview
Now,
UFC 266 on that night. UFC 266 is the next UFC pay-per-view. So that'll be a busy week. When we come back for the 23rd, we'll not only preview the UFC pay-per-view, we'll also do the watch-along on that Saturday. Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler on that card. Should be fun. Yeah, Fred?
Dave, I got a question for you. Like a couple of weeks ago, I remember ranting that the cards were awful
Yeah.
until this pay-per-view.
I
And
know.
then you told me about one card, but which one was it? Because all
This
these
one.
cards suck, man.
This
I'm
one.
Sorry.
It's this one this weekend.
This
But
upcoming one?
yeah, but we lost
Not a
Gustafsson
good
versus Paul Craig was supposed to be on this.
Ah, okay.
It was, if you add Alexander Gustafsson versus Paul Craig to this card, it's not bad. You had Derek Brunson, Darren Till, and then Gustafsson Craig. That's a good co-main.
Also, Ozdemir Ankalaev was supposed to be there.
Yes. What happened to Magomed? Why is he not fighting?
I don't know, man, because I was going, man, you sold me on one of these cards, and then I'm looking at them, I'm like, there's nothing, man. What's happening, man?
No, you're right. Two big
Listen,
fights
man,
dropped
they could
out of
be all
this card.
COVID-related, man.
Well, I think it was because
Like, one of them was COVID.
no, I don't think the Ozdemir Magomed fight was COVID. I don't know.
None of them were.
Yeah,
COVID.
I don't think Gustafsson had an injury.
and
Yeah.
the other one is unknown.
Yeah, I think what happened was this card was supposed to be in London, and then they had to move it to Vegas, so there was some visa issues with some people. I don't know. There was a lot of confusion with this
Yeah, you're
card, but there were two fights that were going to be really good on this card. Magomed Ankalaev, who's the future of the light heavyweight division, taking on Volkan Ozdemir, a former top challenger, a guy who fought for the belt, and then Alexander Gustafsson, who also fought for the belt, against one of the top new guys at light heavyweight, Paul Craig, who's a great jiu-jitsu guy who would have been a lot of fun to watch. So those two fights dropping out, hurt this card a big way, in a big way. Derek Brunson, Darren Till is still the main event. Yeah, no, AJ, don't tell me but still. Don't give me
That'll
that.
be a good fight.
I mean,
wanna see
whatever.
Till fight, man.
Darren Till, Derek Brunson is a good fight, but Fred is right. The Magomed Ankalaev, Ozdemir, and then the Gustafsson, Paul Craig
wait,
cancellations. They hurt this card in a major way. Of course, there are some good fights on this card. You got some Montreal prospects. Charles Air Jourdain is on this card. You got Marc-Andre Barrios, the Power Bar, also on this card. So some great Canadian talent, some Quebec talent. But Fred is right as far as the marquee value, big names that the world would know about, the Gustafssons, the Ozdemirs. You know, those guys fought for world championships. You know, Gustafsson fought John Jones twice. Losing him from the card, it definitely hurts the card. It hurts. And it makes it less appealing.
That light heavyweight division is looking incredible, man. With Ankalaev, Paul Craig, Yuri Prochaska.
Prochaska.
Who else? I'm missing some other young guys, man. That division is getting very good.
Yeah, it's a really good division, 205. It's fun. But yeah,
man,
we lost.
I'm looking forward to this card.
Yeah, whatever, AJ. You're looking forward to every card that's ever existed in the history of fights.
No. You know what? Every card that look, we always say that about every card that comes out. And it's like, oh, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be great, and they've all been great. I mean, I'm looking forward to it a little bit more because of our Montrealers that are going to be fighting there, Charles Jourdain and Marc-Andre Barrios.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because I know these guys, and it makes it more exciting for me to watch this card. Maybe, like you're saying, to the outside, it's like, oh, it looks like not that great of a card. But, man, I mean, look, when Darren Till fights, he puts on a show. So as a main event fight, I think it's going to deliver. And we know that Brunson is coming out, and he's going to deliver. I mean, the rest of the card, I mean, we've got Modestas. Modestas always brings us, like, grief, but he's on that. And we've got Paddy Pimblett, who's like a big up-and-comer that's coming into this fight, man. And that should be exciting. If he delivers the way the hype about him is, it'll be an interesting fight. I think it's going to be a good card. I think it's going to be an exciting card and more exciting, like I said, for us because they're Montrealers fighting.
All right.
That's it, man. That's my 2 cents.
Good.
You can take it. Take it to the bank.
Well, you can be as excited as you want, and Fred and I can feel how we
Can
feel.
you take 2 cents to the bank? Will they accept it?
Probably not.
Not anymore, in fact. They probably
AJ knows
they don't take pennies anymore, which is
as we've
unbelievable.
talked about on
I try to bring in.
Yeah, as we've talked about on previous shows, AJ is still one of the few guys who goes to the bank to pay bills and do all his banking. I don't even think he's got an ATM card. He's still got one of those booklets.
I actually do have a booklet.
Because you're an old guy.
I'm going to tell you something.
Uh-huh.
No. I told you why I go to that's why.
Because you don't know how to do anything online. You don't know how to bank online. That's why. That's why you do it.
No. It's not only about that. It's about keeping people employed. I tell you that all the time. And my free coffees and my espressos and the chit chat and cookies come out for me sometimes. People come around. They give me gifts. Sometimes I got a basil plant once. I got a key holder. I mean, where do you get that when you go to the ATM machine or do it online? You don't get that service. I'm getting basil plants and coffee. What more do you want in life?
Key holder, you mean a keychain?
Yeah, keychain, a key holder thing, whatever.
Key holder.
Exactly.
I never heard it referred to
lanyard,
as a key holder. Yeah, a keychain.
Do you want one? I got a few of them.
No, I don't want your freebie bank keychains. I mean, what the fuck? Why would I want that? Why I'll take it to throw it in your face. What are you talking about? Ridiculous.
What? What's with the violence, man?
Oh, you're being crazy. You're out of control. Fred and I are not having it tonight,
Listen,
all right?
man.
Freddie and I are not having it.
Freddie's full of energy tonight. I can feel it, man. I can feel Freddie's energy. Oh, by the way, Freddie, how's your little guy? Because Freddie wasn't here last week, and we said that on the show, you know? That's it, man. It's a tough...
Pneumonia? Is that in English?
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Anyways, he's doing much better, man.
He's good?
Antibiotics.
Thank God, man.
Yeah. Still
he's on antibiotics, eh?
He's doing much better.
Huh?
What antibiotics? I don't know, man.
Oh, my God.
Something pink.
All right. Marc-Andre Barrios is fighting Dalcha Lungiambula. Cool.
Lungiambula.
He's from Congo. His name is Dalcha Lungiambula. And he's fighting Marc-Andre Barrios on the prelims. Second fight of the night. Oh, this guy fought Ankalaev.
He's a tough
and he got
dude, man.
front kicked in the face. Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah, man, but
Lungiambula.
he's not bad. He was Look, he was a former EFC title holder, both in light heavyweight and heavyweight. I mean, this guy comes from a heavier division than what obviously Marc-Andre Barrios fought. But
Yeah.
as we know, Marc-Andre Barrios, man, he is solid. He is tough. He's obviously a very underrated fighter still in the UFC. But, man, if he can deliver, man, and most of his fights do deliver, they're exciting. That's one thing with this guy. He brings out an exciting fight. Let's see how he does. I think he's got the edge on this fight, but we'll see on Saturday night.
I'm going with
12-4,
Barrios.
man.
I got to go with Barrios. He is
Yeah.
the favorite right now. Going into the fight, Marc-Andre Barrios, give you the odds here, courtesy of Bet99. Go to Bet99.com, bet with us, and use that promo code ringside when you do to get a matching deposit bonus of up to $600. Bet99.com, use that promo code ringside. Barrios minus 172, the favorite.
You know what? That could be even like, a lock of the night, man. Because if you look at like the striking capabilities of Lunjambula, I mean, the guy is flat, man. And if you look at like Barrios, man, he's ended 9 fights like by knockout. Like the guy is.
I mean, this
When
guy
it comes
still
to,
went
like,
3
striking
rounds
power.
with Ankalaev.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a tough fight.
I don't know.
Marc-Andre Barrios is gonna open up, man, like
Look,
the 4th of July. I can see it.
Yeah.
look. I hope Marc-Andre Barrios wins. Local guy. Wish him the best luck. But let's not act as if like the guy's like 1-3-1 in the UFC. So I'm a little bit surprised by those odds. Look, if I were the betting man, I wouldn't put the money on the guy that's minus 170 that is 1-3 in the UFC. That's just what I'm gonna say. If I had to put money, I'd probably put the money on the other guy. But hey, I'm gonna pick Barrios. I want to be a good local supporter.
Yeah.
Want to be able to walk the streets of Montreal.
Correct. Fred, I'm with you, man. I think AJ is a little bold in saying that Barrios is a lock of the night. My allegiance doesn't go to any country or province or people or anything. My allegiance is to the Ringside Report Network to tell you what I really feel. I'm not here going to be a
Exactly.
homer to
Feel
tell
that,
you some
man. What am I gonna
bullshit.
say?
I'm not
It's
going
not
to
like
tell you
my
that.
Don't bet
money or
Barrios minus
AJ, why you-
170.
AJ, why are you jumping all over me when I'm speaking the truth? I'm not here to lie to you and to give you the homer's perspective. I agree with Fred. I would like to see Barrios do well. He is a local talent, and I wish him all the best, and I want to see him successful. However, I'm not going to give Lunjambula absolutely no credit. AJ saying he's flat on his feet with no punching power. He knocked out several guys in his career. Like, he's obviously very big, very strong, has won several fights by knockout. He's got an 11-2 record. He's 2-1 in the UFC, and the only guy that's beat him is Magomed Ankalaev, the guy that I've pegged as a future world champion. And Ankalaev, as Fred pointed out, had to go to the 3rd round to front kick him in the face and knock him out. Now, does that mean that Lunjambula is going to win this fight? No. But, let's be clear here. This is a guy who fought at 205 pounds and went 2.5 rounds with a future world champion. Now he's fighting at 185 pounds against Marc-Andre Barrios, who is 1-3 in the UFC. I mean, those are the facts, and Marc-Andre is the favorite. I am picking Marc-Andre to win. I'm believing in Marc-Andre. I'm going to pick him to win, but, we'll give you our parlays, and we'll let you know if he's on the parlay or not. Maybe he'll be on AJ's
I got
parlay.
Dalsha in my parlay.
Oh, that's mean, though, Fred. I'm not going to pick the other guy. Because I'm not mean like that. I'm not going to say, oh, Lunjambula is going to win. I'm not heartless like Fred, but I am going to say, be careful betting on Barrios. If you want to bet on Barrios, do it. Be prudent. I wouldn't bet on Lunjambula. I think Barrios is the favorite for a reason. I think he pulls it out by decision, but, it's a tough fight, and it could definitely go either way. I don't like betting on fights that could go either way. Last week, I gave you Brian Battle as my lock of the night. I don't know if I have a lock of the night. We're going to keep looking at this card, and we'll see. But last week, I gave you actually 2 locks, Brian Battle and Andre Petrosky, and they both came through pretty nicely there. I don't know if I have a lock of the night here. AJ's going to say lock of the night because he'll say that every week, but when I say lock, I mean lock. I mean bet it, lock it in, Time to make money on Team Dave. AJ, when he says lock of the night, he's like, I really like this guy, and maybe if he hears this, he'll like me, and then he'll say, AJ, you're a cool guy. You might follow me on Twitter. Oh.
What?
AJ's getting mad now. Look at him. What's the matter, AJ? Now you're in a bad mood.
See you at Orange Julep, Dave. I'm not me in a bad
we'll see
mood.
if I show up.
What are you talking about? Don't pull that fast one, Dave. Don't do that kind of stuff.
I do that kind of stuff.
You know, like those dates back in the past, man.
It's the kind of thing I do. I tell you I'll be there, and then you wonder what
Yeah,
happened.
but you can't do that. Listen, man, we
can
speak
do
the
that.
truth at the Ringside Report Network. That means that we're going to be at Orange Julep tonight.
To the
It's a
people
little
that watch
cool
the
out there
show,
tonight,
not to
so-
you. You I lie to all the time.
Well,
Everybody
yeah.
else is, gotta lie
Listen,
to you.
Why, dude? The whole show last week was about love, remember?
No.
Listen, I just realized who got replaced. It was actually the next fight with Charles Jourdain, Julian Erosa. Actually, he replaces Lauren Murphy, who ran into visa issues. So you were right about that, Dave.
I know.
On real short notice.
Always. Yeah, Erosa coming in to fight Jourdain. Jourdain's a slightly heavier favorite than Barrios here. Jourdain minus 193, Erosa plus 154. I'm more confident
in Jourdain.
Yes, exactly. I think he probably
absolutely.
wins. I think he probably wins this fight. Maybe a TKO, maybe a decision. I think Jourdain pulls off the victory here. I'd put him in my parlay. I'd put Jourdain in my parlay here against Erosa for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, and going back to like 4th of July fireworks, if there's one thing that Jourdain does, he brings entertainment. There's no doubt about it. It's always exciting, and I'm sure it's going to be like that as well. Like looking at a lot of the odds makers, man, a lot of them have him going for the knockout like in the 2nd or 3rd round. So we'll see what happens, and I can see that happening because his last fight, Erosa, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he got knocked out by Sung Woo Choi in 97 seconds in round 1. So you know that, maybe he has that glass jaw. 97 seconds into the first round, getting knocked out by Woo Choi, I think Jourdain has probably a stronger punch. So we'll see what happens, but I'm looking at the same thing as a knockout happening in this fight. And Charles Jourdain is going to be be cornered by my coach. I can say that, Fabio Holanda.
Oh, there you go.
And hopefully they can send us another message, because the last time they were out, they sent us a good message on Ringside Report.
I saw
He's telling us
Charles.
all about his COVID test.
I saw Charles on some clip online today, and I was like a little disappointed in him. A little disappointed. That's all I'm
What
saying.
happened?
I was just disappointed.
In what? Oh, you're talking about. I know what you're saying.
What?
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
What?
Freddie's gonna be like really proud of Charles, and you're gonna be like completely like, I know. Well, you know what, dude? It's
No,
yeah,
I don't know.
there's
No,
people
nothing about that. Nothing about that. I don't know what you're talking about. I
Not
didn't see
about
anything
COVID?
about that. No, not about that. I saw that he.
because he's an anti-vaxxer.
Oh, is he? Is he really?
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah. Well. a
Is
lot
he
of young-
really, man? Careful what you say here, AJ.
Yeah. You
No,
don't know
no,
about
no,
that.
He is. Yeah,
I have no clue.
All right. AJ's. This.
Mm,
That's AJ's thoughts. I don't know if
I'm
that's true or
pretty sure.
not. Well, whatever. It was something else, and I was a little disappointed.
Pretty
but-
sure.
What?
I love
Man, now
that.
you
Pretty
gotta be
He
sure.
said
Dave.
he said something. He was talking to some media guy, and he was saying like, you're the only guy that I follow. All the other people, he's like, I don't follow anybody else, and he was kind of putting over one media guy, and I was like, yeah, this guy, and yeah, and a little
So you didn't feel
disappointing.
love. That's what you're
We've
saying.
had him on the show,
Yeah,
and
but
he
that's-
was.
And he
I don't
loves
know.
our show, man. And you know
I-
what?
I don't-
He
I don't know if he
follows us
does.
on Instagram.
I don't know if he
follows us
does.
on all- Yeah, he
I don't know.
does.
I don't
Yeah,
think he does. He doesn't follow
course,
us
he's
on
even
Twitter. I
he's
don't
left-
think.
Well, I don't think most guys.
What, he's not on your
Look,
parlay
I don't
no
know
more,
if he's on
Dave?
Twitter.
I
That's
don't
how it
think so.
goes?
Maybe.
Like,
Maybe it
listen,
is.
I
I
know
don't
he
know.
something.
was never on my
follows us.
parlay, so.
I was a little disappointed. He
No,
was
he's
never
on
my
my-
friend.
No.
He was never my
What
friend.
are you talking about? He follows us. He follows us on Twitter. He's made comments on Twitter. He's thanked us publicly. He's what do you
Charles
want? We're the
Jourdain
English
and
media
Randy
side,
Couture
dude.
were
That's
never
the
my
French
friends.
media.
Never my friends.
Randy Couture is one of the best, man. What are you talking about?
Randy Couture was never my friend.
Wow.
AJ
true
doesn't
American.
get the reference.
AJ doesn't get it. That's okay. Other fights on this card. Khalil Roundtree
Charles.
taking on Modestas Bukauskas. I'm going to go with Khalil Roundtree based off the fact that I can always bet against Modestas Bukauskas because every time I see him, I think, what the fuck, man? I remember once being
Why do we
into
do
him.
that?
I liked him. I was like, this guy's pretty good. He's got a cool name. Modestas Bukauskas. But then he lost really bad
Should
to
be a
Jimmy
DJ
Crute.
in a rave.
Yeah, and then he lost his last fight to Oleg Chikchuk. Now he's fighting Khalil Roundtree, and I think he probably loses to Khalil Roundtree, who is 8-5. Doesn't have the best record in the UFC, but I think he's going to wind up pulling off the victory over Modestas Bukauskas, and that is an underdog pick that I have for you right there. I got Khalil Roundtree plus 130, the underdog, to beat Bukauskas. Okay?
You know what, Dave? I'm going to tell you.
Yeah,
You're
I
the
think
reason
both
why
guys
I went
aren't that
with
good.
Modestas.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think
like,
Modestas is less good. How about that?
Yeah, the only thing with the Khalil
He's more not
that
good,
actually
Fred.
has something. Freddie,
What?
the only thing that I give it to Khalil is that since 2019 he moved to Thailand. He started training with Tiger Muay Thai and some other teams down there. So his kicking has gotten so much better, and his game, his conditioning has gotten so much better. That's the only reason why I'm giving him this edge on this. I'm really going to go look. I don't think it's going to go to a decision. I think this is going to open up, and I think Khalil is going to probably knock him out. And the thing with Modestas is, you're right, Dave. You got me on the bandwagon to go with Modestas, and every time I went with Modestas, we lost. We're like, damn, no more Modestas. But I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off. We could be totally wrong, but I just think the edge of Khalil going to Thailand and training, makes me think that his game will be a lot better.
Cool.
Listen, he beat our buddy Eric Anderson in the last fight.
That's what I'm
Mind you,
saying.
that was by unanimous decision.
Khalil
but,
time. Khalil time. Forget about Khabib time. It's Khalil time. What else is on this card?
listen,
Not much.
Well, we've
Derek
got,
Brunson, Darren
we've
Till.
got,
We should talk about that. It's the main event.
What about
Aspinall's a good heavyweight, but I
Yeah,
have no clue who his
Aspinall, man.
opponent is.
I think he beats Spivak. That's a good fight, though. Spivak is no joke.
Spivak, you see, I would have said Spivak.
Doesn't matter what his name is. I think it's Spivak.
What?
Oh, Sergey
Spivak.
and Aspinall, that's a good fight. That's a good co-main event at heavyweight. It doesn't have the marquee value of a Gustafsson, but it's kind of fun. Aspinall minus 250, the favorite. I'll probably throw him on my parlay. I also like Derek Brunson in the main event, guys.
Oh, I was gonna say.
What? What are you gonna say
Yeah,
about
me too.
Spivak?
I was gonna say that Spivak beat Olenek at one point. So like, if you don't remember that fight.
No,
so,
he's good.
look,
I know.
the guy
Spivak is good.
He's good, man. He's no joke. But Aspinall, man, he's something too. So this is a tough fight to call. But if I had to put on a parlay, I would probably put Aspinall to win this, just because of his striking and. These are the type of fights that go to knockout.
parlay.
So if I'm going to go with a parlay, I'm going to go with Aspinall again with another KO. This fight is ending with someone going to the canvas.
Main event is Derek
Listen,
Brunson
man,
versus Darren Till.
Knockouts.
Ah! What?
I was just going to say,
You're killing
Aspinall,
me.
man, 8 knockouts.
Oh,
Go
you're
ahead,
killing
Dave.
me tonight. Darren Till has lost 3 of his last 4 in
Darren
the
Till's
UFC.
overrated.
Oh.
What?
I mean, he did lose to
Rank 7.
Robert Whittaker, but then he got knocked out by Jorge Masvidal in 2019, and that was a weird one. And that kind of started Masvidal's ascension to the top. But let's really examine who Masvidal beat after the Darren Till fight and what Masvidal actually did. He knocked out Ben Askren, who was, Jake Paul knocked out Ben Askren, so how impressive is that? He knocked out Nate Diaz with cuts. I mean, that was all right. And then he got smoked by Kamaru Usman, who's like the best welterweight ever. So, I mean, yeah, Masvidal's pretty good, I guess. I don't know,
Destroyed
man.
Nate Diaz. If Usman
dominated
smoked
him.
him, he smoked Diaz.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He did. He smoked Diaz like the fucking weed that Diaz is smoking right now, currently as we speak, because God bless him. Why wouldn't he be? I would be, too, if I
Look,
wasn't talking to you right now.
But who has Darren Till
He won over
defeated, really?
Gastelum.
Who is Darren Till defeated? Well, that's it. Who did Darren Till ever beat?
Gastelum.
Wonder Boy? Gastelum?
Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, those are 2 nice wins, but I'm going with
Although-
I'm going with Brunson, man.
Jake Paul puts a Wonder Boy into perspective. Jake Paul did to Tyron Woodley on Sunday night what Wonder Boy could not do in nearly an hour's worth of fighting, and that is completely dominate and outstrike Tyron Woodley. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Good point, Dave.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson had 2 MMA fights with Tyron Woodley. They were mostly stand-up fights, and the first fight was a draw. The second fight, Woodley won. Jake Paul just completely decimated Tyron Woodley on Sunday night. So how good is Wonderboy? I don't know. Is he as good as Jake Paul? Maybe not. I think Jake Paul's the greatest fighter of all time. No, Jake Paul.
Well, right now,
he comes to UFC.
There,
he beats everybody. Jake Paul is the man. Don't knock my boy Jake Paul.
Man,
I'm the number one Jake Paul fan.
Love Jake Paul.
I've got a pair of orange shoes now, man.
Good.
I am a Jake Paul fan. Did you watch our watch along, Freddie?
Oh, you hated Jake Paul before that. Oh my God, that watch along on Sunday was fantastic. Fred, you missed so many great AJ moments because he started off the show very confident that Tyron Woodley was going to win, telling me that I was crazy, that AJ knows, that Dave doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let me guess.
Yeah?
At the end, he was saying that Jake Paul fought another guy that's not a boxer.
Yeah, basically, he was saying all sorts of terrible things about Woodley. Woodley's a bum. He's no good. Well, how can he fight like this? Just pathetic. He was just saying so many terrible things about Woodley. Before the fight, super confident. I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. Jake Paul has no chance. During the fight, first 3 rounds, he's like, no, Woodley's winning. And then eventually he just had to accept the fact that Woodley was getting completely dominated. And by the end of the fight, AJ was mad and cursing Woodley like he never picked him and he hated him all along. It was crazy.
What did I say at the end? I said, you know what? Jake Paul sold me. And in fact, I'm going to buy a T-shirt off him. I'm going to get one of those Problem Child T-shirts. I've already got my orange shoes. I'm going to just be – my next dress-up is not going to be Khabib. It's not going to be Conor. It's going to be Jake Paul. That's going to be the ratings for Ringside Report. I'm dressing up as Jake Paul, and I'm calling out Conor.
My next dress-up. You're a 50-year-old man.
I just want to give some props to Jake Paul. First of all, I don't think he's that good. I think, he got tired. He kept his hands pretty low. But the thing is Tyron Woodley is not a good boxer, so he couldn't do anything out of it. He did rock him at some point. But I'll still give credit to Jake Paul for this because AJ loves to hate on Jake Paul. But I'll bring up the great Canelo Alvarez.
I'm a fan.
Canelo Alvarez, for his 10th fight, when he was 10-0, he fought a guy that made his boxing debut. Canelo was 20-0, and he was still fighting guys with losing records. So for Jake Paul to beat 2 MMA guys back-to-back, props to him. Applaud him. He made a bunch of money. From what I read, he also gave $1 million away. Yo, Jake Paul's great, man. I love you, Jake Paul.
He did?
Yes.
Send me some money.
No, you know what?
Yeah, send me some money, too.
Give some money to the show. No, listen.
Hit me up on Super Chat, Jake Paul.
Freddie, hear me out. If you would have seen the show on Sunday, the bottom line is that, and I know Angelo's on, and he's probably freaking out that we're giving some kudos to Jake Paul. But the truth is that you got to give him some credit. You got to give him that love because he was able to go 8 rounds with Woodley, who does come from Freddie Roach gym, man. He trained with Eric Brown. He's been doing boxing for a long time, strictly boxing. He's got the hands to knock out people. He's only been knocked out once. But yet he remained flat. Like Dave said on Sunday's show, is that you can see that there were times when Woodley could have went in and continued the barrage on the attack, especially in the 4th round when he really got Jake Paul, and Jake Paul could have been down on the canvas. But he didn't. He pulled back. The thing is that credit to Jake Paul. He was able to take a heavy right and still come back and throw bombs. Regardless of what people think, Jake Paul is a decent boxer. He's actually been He works hard. There's no doubt about it. And you can see that. He's got 2 guys that have combat experience, 2 guys that were champions at one point. The only thing that he doesn't have is somebody that's his size that has real boxing experience. When that happens, and if Jake Paul wins, I'm telling you, this kid is going to go, his stock has already gone to the top. And we said it on Sunday. If anybody's going to get called out now, it's going to be Conor. And Jake Paul can do that. And Conor would probably do that. If he's going to do that with Mayweather, he's going to do it with Jake Paul. Because if he does that with Jake Paul, I'm telling you, Like I said from the beginning, when I first saw this guy, he's going to change the face of combat sports, and he's going to get the #1 pay-per-view blockbuster of all time, and that'll be Conor versus Jake Paul. Who the hell would have believed that bullshit?
That makes sense.
years
Conor
ago?
versus Jake Paul.
That'll be the #1
think it
pay-per-view
makes sense.
of all
They'll
time.
both
Remember,
make
you
a
heard that on
shitload
Ringside
of money.
Report first. Dude, not only shitload,
mean-
blockbuster. Dave, let's be honest. That's what I'm trying to say is that's how much this kid's changed the game. And he's only 24 years old, man. Listen, props to him. And you know what? They were talking about Fury that fought in the first fight on that card. I heard some guys saying, oh, he's a decent boxer or whatever. That first fight was shit, man. All the rest of the fights were great. All great. But I think Jake Paul could knock out Fury. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, well,
they're
who
on the
cares?
same
Who
wave.
cares? He's just Tyson Fury's brother. I don't care about any of this stuff. Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor is absolutely ridiculous. Conor McGregor is a guy who seems to have seen his better days inside the octagon, and he is at most 155 pounds as a fighter, maybe 170, but the Conor at 170 is bloated, and he's not really a welterweight. In the UFC, he's a lightweight, and he also fought at 145 pounds. Jake Paul, again, is a 190-pounder, 200-pound guy. He's a cruiserweight in boxing. Let him fight. Now, I just Googled these guys. Well, because he's fighting like Woodley, who's like 170 and clearly past his
Woodley's
prime.
thick, man. Come on, man.
Come on,
Woodley's
bro.
not a real 170.
What?
Guys in MMA cut
Imagine
much more
him
weight
in-
than they do in boxing.
Imagine him in the UFC at 185, though. Come on, man. He gets smashed up. It's different. I'm just saying
it's a different
that I
sport.
want to see. I'd like to see Jake Paul fight a guy like Ilunga Makabu or
Yeah, exactly.
or Lawrence
How many pay-per-views is that going to sell?
Okoli. I have no idea.
much.
I just Googled these guys. This guy, Ilunga Makabu, is the WBC Cruiserweight Champion with a 28-2
cares?
record, 25 knockouts.
That's
I'm
not
just saying,
fair, man.
let's have Jake
just
Paul fight
told
one
you,
of these guys. Ilunga Makabu.
Why? That's ridiculous. Canelo for his 10th fight fought a guy that had no experience, that was making his debut. Canelo for his first 20 fights fought like 11 guys that had losing records and 2 guys that had no record. I mean, that's boxing, man. So props to Jake Paul. I hope he finds another jabroni to beat, just a little bit better than Tyron Woodley. Just keep the progression going up the stairs. I don't know, Anderson Silva.
Okay, but Anderson
Did I call
Silva.
Anderson Silva a jabroni?
Yeah, man. That's the thing, Fred. I agree. I think Anderson Silva is the next logical step. The problem is Anderson Silva is going to beat the brakes off of Tito Ortiz in a boxing match on September 11th, and then he's going to be looking for who's next. And if who's next is Jake Paul, Jake Paul better look out, man, because that's not a good fight for Jake Paul, because Anderson Silva is a legitimate 185, 205-pounder. He's big, and unlike Woodley and Ben Askren, Anderson Silva is known for being one of the greatest strikers in the history of MMA. It's a whole different thing fighting Tyron Woodley in a boxing match than fighting Anderson Silva in a boxing match. So you say, oh, yeah, Anderson. I mean, I think he loses to Anderson. Quite frankly, if that's the fight, I'm picking Anderson Silva all day. I hope that's the fight. I think that's the fight to make. If he wants to step up in competition, let him step up to Anderson. He's old, but he's very good and his same size.
But for him to get actual recognition and respect and whatnot, he has to fight a boxer. I mean, it's not like he's going to go fight Bitter Beef or something like that. But you fight a guy like that, and
Better Beef.
chances are he's going to lose, and he's going to lose bad, man. The thing is that he has to fight a boxer.
I can't.
Stop.
Stop. No. I can't believe you called Artur Beterbiev Better Beef. Like his Butterbean or something.
Talking about Butterbean.
No, he's talking about Artur
Artur
Beterbiev, who's a 16-0 world champion boxer. AJ calls him Better Beef.
Better Beef, I said. Or Better Beef, whatever, man.
Butterbean.
He's ranked #1. Like, let me just call him Arthur.
But he's at 175. He's still small compared to Jake Paul.
But you know what? That guy at 175
He's a real boxer still.
Yeah,
will destroy,
he beats up
Jake Paul.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, no doubt about it. And that's what I'm trying to say is if you want the respect, fight a guy that's ranked like on the top 10 in boxing in either cruiserweight or whatever, or light heavyweight. I don't care.
No, but
That's
the problem
how you get
is
respect.
Fred's
Because
right.
even if you fight,
Fred's right.
Even if you fight
No,
Anderson Silva,
because those
it's
guys,
not the same, man.
those guys nobody knows who they are. I just named you some world champions that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's the problem.
You're
Jake
right.
Paul has to fight
But in the
MMA guys because MMA guys are guys with names. He's not ready for a world champion, and if he doesn't fight a world champion, then why fight a boxer? There's absolutely no point because nobody has the name value to fight Jake Paul. Logan Paul, in his, second professional fight? He never won a fight, and he fought Mayweather. Like, come on. These guys are only going to fight the cream of the crop, the best of the best, the biggest names in the world. They're not fighting some unknown guy that AJ doesn't even pronounce the name properly.
Doesn't matter,
Better Beef. He's not fighting Better Beef.
Better Beef. Listen, if he's fighting Arthur Better Beef, people know him, and they know him in boxing, and you can market that. That is a fight that everybody would want to come and see, but it's not going to get the pay-per-view sales if he's fighting a Conor that's going to become a #1. I agree with you. But you want legitimacy, he has to fight a boxer.
I think he beats Conor,
I don't care
too.
where he is ranked.
I think he beats Conor in boxing.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I
like to see it, man. They make a lot of money.
Yeah, I like to see it. Yeah, it's going to be the #1 blockbuster of all time. But the thing is that he has that opportunity to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? He can get that. I think it would be better for Jake Paul to get Conor now than to get a real boxer who's going to, like, break him down and who knows what will happen. But still, the kid is 24 years old. A lot of talent, man, in a sense, you know.
In a sense.
Look, he's done things that most people haven't done. And he's made more money than all of them put together.
All of us combined, for sure.
So,
but
all those boxers he's fought.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement, though. Woodley should not get the tattoo and should not get a rematch. Nobody needs to see that shit. I don't care that your coaches tell you won. I don't care that Floyd Mayweather told you won. I don't care that one judge said that you won. Tyron, you lost that shit badly. Badly. You had a good fourth round. Every other round was the other guy's round. You had one good round where he kind of bounced off the ropes, but he was overall fine and he recovered. There's no need to get that man's name tattooed on your body for a rematch. Like, it's just sad, and I wish that he would just stop because I don't need to see that again.
I mean, for $1 million, I'll do it still. So
yeah, but Jake Paul proved his point.
For $1 million.
We proved the point. We know Jake Paul beats Woodley if they fight again. There's no more questions. I barely had questions before the fight. Now we've seen it happen. I don't need to see this happen again. I wish Woodley would give it up. The judge is stupid. So what? Judges fuck up all the time, man. I'm yelling at you because you're bringing up some bullshit. You're bringing up bullshit you don't even believe in. You watch the fight. You watch the fight, and you're the most... You're the most partisan fucking judge of fighting ever. You were talking up Woodley like he was Muhammad Ali before that boxing match, and usually if you're going so hard on a guy, even if he's losing, obviously, you'll still say he won, but Woodley lost so badly that even AJ has to admit that Woodley lost the fight. Even AJ admits to it.
And I'm not flip-flopping like Dave does every once in a while, but the thing is this.
Take it easy, Marshmallow.
And I'm standing by it. But you're right, dude. There's no way that you can look at this fight or last week's fight, or in Sunday's fight, I should say, and say that Woodley won. He maybe won one round, maybe 2 rounds out of that, but not enough to actually win that fight. There's no way. But would I do the rematch? Absolutely. If I was Woodley, I'd do the rematch. I get the fucking tattoo, put it on your ass, and that's it. No one will see it except your wife.
No, but that's not the rule. Jake Paul needs
boyfriend.
That won't work. It has to be a certain size. Keep up with the shit, AJ. God damn it! It has to be a certain size, and it has to be visible. If he's wearing shorts and a T-shirt, the tattoo has to be visible. Those are the rules that Jake Paul set if Woodley wants to do the rematch. It can't just be on your ass or whatever.
Didn't they do that shit in wrestling, like in the years back, where if you lose, you shave a head?
Shave a head, but not a tattoo.
Kind of listen, man, I want to see that. That brings that. Listen, man, that's worth money. I want to see. If Woodley gets that tattoo, Jake Paul has to honor that fight. You got to honor it, because if you don't honor that fight after the guy gets a tattoo, you're going to be a fucking schmo for the rest of your life. No one's going to give you respect, no matter how many times you fight.
Do you want to see that again? You want to see it again?
I want to see it again.
Why can't we move on?
I'm curious to see.
Why can't we move on from that fight though? Move on.
It's like our bagel. Listen, it's like our bagel bet, double or nothing. So if he gets that tattoo, okay, and he loses, give him another tattoo, or get Jake Paul to say I love Woodley. You know.
Yeah, I'd like for them to move on. I don't need to see any tattoos. I think that's embarrassing that Woodley has to. Woodley is so desperate for the rematch that he has to tattoo the other man's name on his body. It's kind of pathetic. Shout out to Angelo Contagones in the chat. Brooklyn Lizard, I see you as well. Who else is in there? Derek McCart, Lauren Cronish. Derek McCart asking me, do you think you could beat Jake Paul in what, a boxing match? No. Boxing match, no. MMA fight, I'd say probably not. Jiu-jitsu match, maybe, but I don't even know. I don't know.
Listen,
who am I, George St. Pierre?
Well, you could be.
No, I can't be.
I was going to say.
I'm not. I'm not.
Well, yeah, if you become part of George's exclusive alien club. Listen, I was going to say, you know what? Jake Paul could probably beat a lot of people. I mean, the guy is training with, elite coaches, man. He has an elite training facility. The guy is like us, we got to work or whatever. You have your kids, this and that. The kid is 24 years old, has money out of his wazoo. He's training 7 days a week with top elite coaches. And for a fact, you can take a guy who has no wrestling or jiu-jitsu experience, and that kid trains for 7 days straight with all the best coaching, the best trainers, whatever. That guy's going to be a world champion in a year. You know that. And that's the thing with Jake Paul.
No,
he has
I don't think so.
the means to be able to exceed where most guys
world
can't.
champion?
You have a lot. I know.
Get the fuck out of here, world
in jiu-jitsu,
champion.
I've seen it happen. Dude, I've seen it happen. And I'm going to tell you something.
You have to have talent, too. I mean, it's not just...
Jake Paul has talent. You can see that in the ring. I'm not saying he's like the best flowing boxer, but the guy has like crisp combinations. He can take a punch. He is that good. He always has pretty well, and he's only going to get better.
Man. And a real boxer
but that's a boxing
hunt
style.
His head,
no,
man.
That's not true, Freddie. That's not true, man. That's like there's forms of different styles of boxing. Sometimes guys that drop their hands.
All right, I'm not going to sit here and listen to AJ put over Jake Paul. I've had enough. We're moving on. We never gave you picks for Derek Brunson and Darren Till. I'm getting tired of this. At this point, the Orange Julep trip is getting canceled because AJ is just, And Patrick C. Hamilton dropping a super chat saying, no Paul, no more. Thank you, Patrick. We're moving on. I'm done with Jake Paul. I'm sick of talking about him. We did a whole watch-along. Fred's going to do his parlay. He's going to give me his picks for the fights. Freddie Garcia giving me the parlay.
Ultra
and
Brunson.
Where are we?
That's my parlay.
That's it?
That's it, Freddie. Come on, man.
2 underdogs, man. Yeah, man.
Brunson and Dolce. Why are you going with Dolce?
Because he's fucking plus 137 against a guy that's 1-3 in the UFC.
Wow. So there's Freddie's parlay going with Derek Brunson over Darren Till and Dolce Lunjambulu over Marc-Andre Barriault. The total on the parlay is plus 493. $20 gets you 118.75.
I might bet that one, man.
Team Fred. That's not bad. That is not bad, Team Fred.
Super chat.
Angelo dropping a super chat saying, I agree with you, Patrick. I mean, you guys could say that you guys don't want Jake Paul all you want and all that stuff, and I understand that. There's a lot of lack of love and respect for Jake Paul. People don't like him, but I'll tell you what, the traffic on the channel was huge for that watch-along. Was massive.
Crazy, man.
One of our most viewed videos, in a very long time. It was a huge success for the channel, the Ringside Report Network. The Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley watch-along was massive. We had tons and tons of viewership. So
that's what he brings,
say what you want about the guy, but he moves the needle. He really does. You talk about Jake Paul, you talk about a Jake Paul fight, you break down a Jake Paul fight, people are going to tune in. I am sick of talking about him, and I'm just, it's not that I'm sick of talking about him. I think we've done it. We've done the Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley talk. We don't want to see Woodley fight Jake Paul again. AJ does for some reason. AJ thinks Jake Paul's a great boxer, even though he'll probably take Tyron Woodley in the rematch because AJ's crazy like that, But I'll tell you guys, it was good for the channel. The guy, he moves the needle. People want to hear about him for some reason. I don't get it, but he's fascinating. He's definitely doing something different. It's not something that we've seen very often in combat sports. Somebody from outside combat sports coming in and having success against real guys in combat sports. Like, when has that ever happened? Kimbo Slice? You know what I mean? Like, it's very rare for something like that to happen. And even Kimbo, like, more
Kimbo
of a
had
background.
a lot of experience.
Yeah, well,
Kimbo was
in
fighting in the backyards
streets,
of Florida.
in the backyards,
but
baby. All right,
but
I want to do a
that's real,
parlay.
man.
All right, AJ, I'm gonna do my
Okay.
parlay. Team Dave's
Go
parlay
ahead.
is going to be fun. I'm gonna go with the kid from Oasis, Paddy Pimblett. You see this kid? He looks like he's in Oasis. Look at this guy. Hey, it's Paddy Pimblett. Don't look back
Paddy.
in anger. I heard you say. That's
He
Paddy
looks like-
Pimblett. He looks like
He looks like
Oasis.
the guy from Zoolander.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like
Anyways,
the guy from Zoolander.
He's a British guy, and there's a lot of hype around him, so I'm going to take him in my parlay. I'm going with Pimblett, Brunson, Jourdain, and I had somebody else, but I forget. Oh, yeah, Khalil. Got to go against Modestas. Always go against Modestas Bukauskas. Never pick Modestas to win. There's Team-
What happened there, Dave?
I am showing you my parlay. Look, there's Derek Brunson plus 150, Paddy Pimblett minus 160, Charles Jourdain minus 193, and Khalil Roundtree to beat Modestas plus 130. That is $20 parlay plus $13.20. $20 gets you $284.05 with Team Dave this weekend.
Nice,
Team Dave 4-fight parlay.
Nice, man, nice.
What you got
But
for
watch
me?
this Modestas fuck us around. That's why I'm staying away from that fight altogether. But for myself, I'm going to go with like our two hometown boys. I'm going with Marc-André Barriault because I said that was the lock. I'm going with Charles Jourdain for the KO. But then I'm going to go with Paddy as well. That kid has impressed me, man. Started his MMA career at 18 and successful at that as well. So Paddy, I'm going with on that parlay. I'm going to stay away from the Khalil. I'm going to stay away from the Zawada fight. But I'm going to go with the Tom Aspinall because, like Freddie says, did you pick him, Freddie? Tom Aspinall?
No. He had two fights in his parlay. It was Brunson and Dulce.
Okay, so I'm going with Aspinall on that. And, of course, I'm going to go with Darren Till. I think Darren Till is going to come out and actually win this fight.
Okay, so
this is a fight that he can win.
5-fight parlay for AJ DeLesio here. Let's see if we can get
I always go with 5 fights.
set up for you. Yep, and hey, sometimes it works. Most of the times it doesn't. Marc-André Barriault minus 172. Charles Jourdain minus 193. Paddy Pimblett minus 160. Aspinall minus 250. And Darren Till minus 184. All favorites for AJ's parlay. We'll give you $10 on that one. $20 on that one.
Why
We'll get you
$10?
$20. Shut up,
$20.
AJ. $20 gets you $169.24. How about it?
That's a good one.
AJ's
That's one
parlay.
that could come out.
It is. It is 5 favorites. Barriault, Jourdain, Pimblett, Aspinall, and Till. That's AJ's parlay. Team AJ.
Woo. Listen, man, listen. When was
AJ,
it?
let me ask you something.
2 months ago, I won the 5-fight parlay, man. That brought in some good money.
One time you won a 5-fight parlay, and
I told Douglas he should have bet on him.
You didn't bet it yourself. You know, last week I gave you a lock of the night, and it came through with Brian Battle coming through. Nice one. How excited are you for Certified Lover Boy, AJ? You all right? What's happening? What's dropping around?
I'm good. I just lost my little orange julep thing. Okay, don't worry. I'll get it back.
Hey, AJ, do you know what Certified Lover Boy is, and how excited are you for it?
I know Loverboy, the group. They were great, man, back in the 80s, 90s. Yeah, what about them?
Nice.
I know Loverboy, the
guy
movie.
in the band?
Certified Lover Boy is the new Drake album. I think it's dropping. I think it's dropping maybe at midnight tonight. New Drake album.
Who, Drake?
Yeah.
He's still around, Drake?
Of course.
Come on.
He's big, man. He's
you were
still
just
around.
talking about like your. I thought that was like yesterday, man.
You're still listening to Vanilla Ice, man. What's going on? What are you talking about?
Let me reach AJ here. Loverboy is a great 1989 movie where Patrick Dempsey plays a gigolo where they order pizza with anchovies. The old ladies, they all order pizza with anchovies, which means they want the gigolo, which is Patrick Dempsey.
Ugh.
Loverboy. Oh.
Creepy.
That's a date
It's a
night
good
movie,
movie.
Dave.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'll be listening
Those
to
were the old days.
Certified
Good
Lover
movies.
Boy when it drops later tonight. Okay, I'll be listening for that Drake album. I've been listening to Donda all week, and I'm waiting for the Certified Lover Boy to come out.
Hold on a sec.
What?
Will you actually compare the two and say which one is a better album?
The Kanye album or
Like,
the
would
Drake
you do
album?
that?
That's what everybody's
Yeah.
doing right now on the internet, on my internet. The internet I see, we all have different timelines. You know, Fred's timeline is like, no, we're not going to talk about it. AJ's timeline, it's like a lot of like, hey, look at this guy doing fake martial arts. That's like all AJ's timeline is. And mine is like hip-hop
Yeah,
mostly.
pretty
I'm
much.
banned. I don't have a timeline.
Oh, that's
You
right,
know
you're
my
banned.
stuff, man.
Well, you got a Facebook timeline.
Yeah.
And I know you're seeing stuff there, Fred. A lot of people banned from Facebook that have reemerged on your timeline and then disappear again. Like, my timeline is all about Certified Lover Boy and the Ja Rule Fat Joe versus battle that just got set up for September 14th, which I'm pretty hyped about.
Say what?
Who you guys think wins that one? Ja Rule versus Fat Joe in the versus battle. It's just like they play their hits against each other, and, you know, somebody is crowned a winner. The last versus battle I watched was the Dipset versus the Locks battle, and it was tremendous. The Locks definitely beat the shit out of Dipset. It was like 10-8, 10-7. It was a fucking demolishment. Dipset got destroyed by Jadakiss basically by himself. Fucking fantastic. Ja Rule versus Fat Joe. You know, a lot of people might think Fat Joe, but I'm going to say Ja Rule's going to win this one. Ja Rule comes out with some of those hits. What would I be without you? That shit, fucking tremendous. Tremendous.
Is he from Montreal?
Ja Rule?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude, listen. You're
Looks like
talking
my
like
buddy
to
Dwayne.
me. You're
We
talking
always used to
Japanese
pay
to
him
me. I have
Dwayne.
no idea what you're talking about.
Kind of.
But
I can
listen,
see that
send me a
little
link.
bit. I know
Listen,
Dwayne.
Send me a link. Send me a
Yeah,
link,
I'm
and I'll
telling
give
you.
you the
He
true.
looks like Ja Rule.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
AJ,
man.
you don't know
But I'm
who
gonna tell
Ja
you something.
Rule is?
Wasn't that Jar Jar Binks in like Star Wars?
You seriously don't know who Ja Rule is? Or Fat Joe? You don't know who either of those guys are? You have no
Listen, man,
idea.
I'm telling
Ja
you that I
Rule.
just started listening to Selena like about 2 weeks ago. Now you're gonna tell me about this. Come on, dude.
I'm not
Don't put so
always
much
there
pressure
when
on me.
you call, but I'm always on time. No? Come on. I gave you my all, so baby, be mine. Fucking fantastic. Fred knows. Yeah. Ja Rule, baby.
I mean, I don't
holla,
listen to Ja
holla.
Rule no more, but yeah,
No,
Ja
but-
Rule is a classic, man. I'll give him his props.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that versus
Wow,
battle. Ja
I
Rule
just saw
versus Fat
something
Joe.
Amazing,
Yeah,
man.
I don't care. I really
I'm
don't.
gonna watch
Dave.
it. I'm gonna watch that shit. I
Dave.
love. That's what right up my
Forget
alley.
about
That's what I'm
NASCAR
into.
playoffs this weekend are
Forget about your
starting,
stuff
bro,
there.
man. That's what you should watch.
Yeah, we watch
No.
different. See,
Forget
Fred, we
about
watch
your shit.
different internet things. I'm telling you, it's like completely different.
Listen. I just saw some exciting news, Dave.
I mean-
just say what I just saw from Patrick. That's real music. Go ahead, say it. That's awesome. I can relate to that.
ABBA launched a new album today, their first in 40 years.
That's
That's-
awesome, man.
you're
That's
hyped-
Denny
fantastic
Hamlin's
news.
wife pretty much went on Twitter and accused him of like infidelity, which is the big story in NASCAR right now.
Oh, yeah?
And like he drives the FedEx car, so people have erased the Fed. And now he's just driving the X car.
Wow. NASCAR news breaking here on the show. I had no idea there was so much NASCAR controversy. Here I am waiting for the Drake album.
I have lost.
AJ's waiting for the ABBA album, and Fred's paying attention to Denny
Well, I
Hamlin controversy in NASCAR. We really live different lives. We converge here on the show, but when we're off the show, it's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? And you guys think the same about me. What is Dave talking about?
I have no clue. I'm telling you, what you were saying there, I have no clue. I even looked at something that Angelo said, and it's like,
Yeah, Angelo
man,
says
you
you're
think
so
I'm pulling on
lost,
a joke
AJ.
here?
You
I
don't
am,
know
man.
who
I
Ja
have no
Rule is.
idea.
I can't believe you don't know who you don't know Fat Joe?
I know Fat Tony, and let me tell you, don't mess with Fat Tony. But
Yeah, in The Simpsons?
send me a link, man. Send me a link.
That's
maybe
a
I can listen
that's
to
a
it.
gangster in The Simpsons, right, Fat Tony?
Well, yeah, Fat Tony. Fat Tony
Hey.
really exists in real life too.
Fat
There's a lot of
Tony.
Fat Tonys. But listen,
Yeah, I've heard of
I'm
many
I've been
Fat
watching
Tonys.
Cheers.
Listen,
I've been
man, you
watching
made me
Cheers,
listen
and
to
Fraser Crane and Tony Soprano have the same mom. I noticed. I'm just saying.
What?
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
the same actress.
Whoa. And she plays Frasier's mom? That's crazy.
Yeah, in Cheers.
Wow.
I'm surprised you know Frasier, Dave. That I'm shocked.
I
Holy
know
smokes.
Frasier. I was a
Wow.
kid in the late 90s, bro. I know about Frazier.
Sideshow
I'm
Bob.
surprised, man.
Yeah, Sideshow Bob.
Sideshow Bob.
I know about Niles. I know about Eddie the dog. You think I don't know about Frazier? I love Frazier.
Damn, I'm impressed.
It's a great show, man.
I'm impressed.
I love Frazier. It's good shit.
Dr. Crane, man.
Yeah,
He wasn't a real doctor. Hey, listen. Yeah, send me a link on that shit, and I can listen to it, and I can give you my true perspective from a guy who's.
You want me to send
doesn't know what the hell you're
you
talking
a
about.
link to some Ja Rule songs?
Yeah, listen. You got me the Biggie
AJ,
stuff. Who got
Ja
into
Rule.
Biggie after that? It's me.
Ja
I
Rule
got
was
into
out
Biggie
in like
YouTube it.
2000, 2001. Like that's when Ja Rule was popular. When I was in high school.
But did you hear what I just said? Like about 10 minutes ago, I started listening to Selena about like 2 weeks ago. Then I started watching her documentary. I watched all her YouTube videos. I even have a cassette tape of her now. So it's awesome. What more do you want? So send me the link, and I'll give you my true perspective.
Mesmerized.
It's all about the music.
Do baby. With you, baby.
I might just have to listen to it
And
after
I
this
can't
show,
deny with you, baby.
Baby.
Fantastic songs. Oh, Ja Rule was the greatest, man. Fucking 50 Cent ended his career. You remember that shit? 50 came out and just was like, "It's over for you, Ja Rule. It's easy to see when you look at me."
Didn't
Fucking-
50 also like buy
this
all
week.
the front row seats at one of Ja Rule's concerts so that
And
it would be empty?
Oh no, I thought he had guys like I think he may have done that, but that
Guys
was like
there.
recently.
Yeah.
Didn't he have guys like jump Ja Rule at some point? There was like a whole thing. There was a very serious 50 Cent and Eminem and Dr. Dre and even Busta Rhymes came into it versus Ja Rule and Irv Gotti and Murder Inc. Ashanti was on the label at the time. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. That's my
Hey,
shit
talk
right
about
there.
50 Cent. I saw talk about all the stuff that you talk about, like all the fake martial arts that I watch. I saw 50 Cent come on, and he almost got into a scrap with some guy that was hassling him for like 50 Cent to get like his CD or something. It's like this young upcoming artist, and he got like 50 Cent is big, man. He can fuck you up, but
Yeah.
he handled it pretty well.
50 is
Could've
a
been
dangerous
World Star
guy.
Video.
I got a lot
man.
of love for 50 Cent. 50 Cent is a real deal. He's a dangerous dude.
There it is.
He's a street guy. He's a real guy. I like 50. Joe
Well, he
Rogan
was
has
involved with-
COVID. Joe Rogan has COVID,
What?
but he's treated it with ivermectin and a variety of cocktails.
Zinc.
I mean, I'm not zinc and vitamins and whatever else he's got. So Joe Rogan's going to be
Weed.
okay, we think. Weed probably, CBD, Alpha Brain, whatever the fuck he's doing, TRT, all sorts of things. I'm not surprised
Elk meat.
Joe Rogan has taken a lot of heat from people for using, I think it's the ivermectin, which is like maybe people, you're not supposed to use it. Some people are saying you're not supposed to use it. Other people are saying that it cures COVID. I don't
Some
know.
people-
But I'm not saying I'm not surprised Joe Rogan is doing it because any kind of experimental drug, Joe Rogan's going to shoot up into him because he's Joe Rogan. He likes to do that shit. It's fun for him. Like he's down to do some drugs. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm not surprised. People are going to get on Joe Rogan for doing that because he promotes something that may be
I'm
dangerous.
just happy he's okay. Why
Joe-
aren't people
Yeah,
happy
exactly.
he's okay?
I'm happy Joe Rogan's
Be
okay.
happy he's okay.
And Joe Rogan promotes a lot of things that could be dangerous. Joe Rogan promotes martial arts. Joe Rogan promotes
DMT.
hunting and wilderness, DMT, all sorts of drugs that he promotes. For Joe Rogan to promote some sort of fucking COVID cure or whatever the fuck. I mean, why are people taking Joe Rogan's medical advice seriously? He's a comedian that does UFC commentary. I understand he's got a big audience, but goddamn, you got to understand it's Joe Rogan. It's not like some science man. He's Joe Rogan. He
Listen,
does the UFC
one of the
commentary.
best-
By the way, ivermectin is used on humans also. It's used on
humans
horses,
and
but it's also
horses
used
and
on-
yeah, sure, whatever. But can we stop pretending
many,
like
many
we're
years.
medical experts though, and we know? And can we stop pretending that any of us had ever heard of ivermectin before, like 3 weeks ago when people on the internet started talking about it? Like it's all bullshit. Everybody tries to pretend like they know something. Nobody knows anything. We're all just fucking flying by the
listen.
seat of our pants, and we're hoping for the best. Nobody knows goddamn anything.
You're right, you dude. You're
You
right.
know, I'm not
Listen,
here
I
going
was
to
gonna
tell you
say-
about what to take for COVID or what not to take or what you should do or what you shouldn't do. I don't fucking know. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You're going to do what you're going to do, and it is what it is. I will tell you about, who to pick for fights, what pro wrestling to watch, shit like that. I know about that. I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't know about these things, okay? I don't care about chemicals. I don't care about drugs. I mean, I care about drugs and chemicals, but only the fun ones that go into me, not anything else. Exactly, Fred. Exactly. And Fred, let me tell you something. I got some edibles in fucking Ontario, and there were 10 milligrams in a pack, and I took them, and I got to say, they packed quite a punch. I was surprised. I was really surprised.
Milligrams?
Yeah, I know. You're skeptical, and I was very skeptical too, but I ate them, and I'm telling you, I was like, why? They packed way more punch than they had any right to do. So I'm going to go in some provinces where they have edibles, and I'm going to bring some back for you, Freddie, and you'll have some when I come back from vacation, okay? I'm going to hook Freddie up. Because
Bring me something.
Yeah, I'll bring you. I'm going to bring you an array of things, Fred. I'm going to get you. Don't worry. Your birthday's coming up,
Bring me
baby.
a lobster.
I got you.
Listen. Listen.
What?
You're talking about Joe. Is he okay, man?
Yeah,
he's
fine.
12-hour drive.
Joe Rogan's fine. Joe Rogan's
Okay.
fine. Don't worry about
man.
it. And that's it. The show's over. Angelo's the super chat leader of the night. Angelo's super chat leader of the night. That's it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Are we going to Orange Julep now or what?
I was going to say something. Yeah, man.
Well, the more
By
you
the way,
talk now, the less I'm going to let you talk when I see you later.
No, I was going to say Joe Rogan is one of the best comedians I've ever seen. Live.
All right.
That's
it.
cool.
It's
over. Joe Rogan live.
You needed to say that?
I needed to say that just in case the guy goes down or something. At least they can
stuff,
take
pal.
my tribute there.
Are we meeting at Orange Julep? And when are we doing it?
Orange Julep, 20 minutes. Let's go. Put on your
so you can meet us there. You'll see AJ. He's going to be making a whole scene. So I'll meet you in like 20, 30 minutes at Orange Julep, AJ. All right?
Yep. Freddie, you're coming.
All right.
Nope.
Freddie.
Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all the things. We appreciate you. And this show will be back on the 23rd of September. We'll take a couple weeks off and then be back. I'll be back, though, tomorrow night with Johnny North right after SmackDown. We'll preview AEW All Out tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Ringside Report Network.